Okay. One more time. All right, the introduction to generative AI and fundamentals. What I would really like you to know and understand about AI is that you are now the executive. AI is different from prior tools in that you're the one who's in charge straight from the beginning. Okay, and I'm going to walk you through the fundamentals that go over that. But what I want you to understand is that before me, we had Ian telling you what AI is, and he helped you demystify it, understand kind of the basics, and get rid of some of the smoke and mirrors. After me, we're going to have Ryan telling you what it is that AI can do. You know, it's the best ways to use it, the best ways maybe not to use it, limitations that it may have. But right now, with me, these fundamentals, I want you to understand your role. I don't want you to just understand how to use AI, but I want you to understand how to think about it. Because as much as I spend time going around and around with the concept and the tool, I've come to believe that your perspective and your attitude about AI is what's going to be the prime mover in your ability to use it. So you don't need to know necessarily how it works, but you do need to know how to work with it. So I'm going to explore ways to think about that. End of slide 1. Beginning of slide 2. So as I had said previously, you are the executive. Okay. This is something, again, it maybe on surface it seems like, okay, whatever, but you need to understand that it's an access to a team of infinite different types of workers. Okay, teachers, assistants, consultants. It's wide-ranging, tireless, and fast. Okay, different AIs have different personalities. You know, whether you're talking ChatGPT or Grok or Cloud or Perplexity, and different AIs, even the different chats. So you start a different chat and you're talking with it, and you're going back and forth, and you say, do it this way, do it that way. That too is going to cause different personalities in the chat threads. And just like dealing with normal human beings, you need to be ready and able to manage that chat and manage that AI, much like you would manage a person. Okay, and so just like a person, AI will inherit all of our humanities, but as well as the programmers, collective biases. This is something to be aware of, is that you're giving it the direction, and you are the one in charge of creating depth of understanding. This isn't just a simple lookup tool. This is a creation tool. Okay, so you are the chief executive of your own thinking, and now you have the very best team. Each chat is a new person, and you can create a team of people to help you carry out your thinking. Okay, and so it is for that reason, I believe firmly, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, that again, you know, in the past, technology was a matter of learning the tool, copying and pasting. You've got some script, you know, you ever heard of script kiddies? You've got some script over here. We're going to take this script and copy it and paste it over there. Some people think of AI that way, that I'm going to find this great prompt and I'm going to copy and paste the prompt and I'm going to have this library of prompts that I'm going to use. I don't think that that's going to be the best way for you mentally to think about chats. It's not about finding the right special prompt. I believe very strongly that if you want to improve and understand how to use AI, you need to read philosophy books. Okay, you don't need better tools. You need better frameworks. You got to read some Aristotle, some Wittgenstein, some Camus, Donald Hoffman, or maybe some management books. Dale Carnegie, Jim Collins, Stephen Covey. These skills are going to be more transferable than any kind of here's how to write code book, or even somebody else's list of prompts that they used. You need to be ready, willing, and able to generate these things on the fly. AI is not a replacement for thought. It's an amplifier. If you want better output from your AI, you need better thinking. End of slide 3. Beginning of slide 4, I think. See, I'm not... The actual count is 27. So from this conference is going to do a great job, and it's very simple with AI to go from zero to use. Okay, so how many people here are already using AI in any capacity? Fantastic. Okay. Those of you who aren't yet using it, you will find that when you sit down and just start using it, it does what you want it to do. It does what's called natural language processing, and it goes as you want it to go. But the very difficult part is going from use to understanding. How to use AI in the best ways, in the most optimal ways, in the most creative ways, again, is going to take not a change in the way you use it, but the way you think about it. Okay, so using it is only the beginning. It's a powerful and relatively easy way. And you will leave today with something working. But the real leap is understanding that the best prompts are not copy pasta. It's not just about finding somebody else's prompt and pasting it into your own. It's about writing things on the fly. Okay, and so learning to use AI is going to be almost like learning another language, because AI does think a little different than the friends and workers that you're used to using. But fluency is not going to be just dondo est el baño. You need to really understand, just like learning a language, you need to understand each individual part of what you're thinking, why you're thinking that, so that you can express yourself through the prompts to get the results that you're looking for. And so something to keep in mind, that's the end of that slide 28. We are now into slide 29. AI is all width, no depth. And so that's another thing to keep in mind. So I've talked about how it's like managing a person. Now I'd like you to maybe wrap your head around the idea that AI is not a person. Okay, it's not a human being who has a lived experience and knows things. It is rather a vast network of stitched together thoughts. Okay, so if a human being, if you want to think about it like a shape, the mind of a human being is what you think of as like, a human being's body. The mind of AI would be incredibly, incredibly shallow and almost infinitely wide, because it is taking as much information, and this is what separates the different AIs from each other largely, is their training data. It takes as much information as it can and stitches together a kind of network of ideas connecting one to the other. But again, without your input and your ideas, it's just a wide, shallow set of information. It's not capable of judging, of assessing values, because it's not a human being. It doesn't decide things. And so it is important, if I have not made this clear, to understand that prompting is philosophy. That was the end of slide 29. We are now into slide 30. Prompting is a philosophy. Good prompting is not a trick. It is a strategic command. It requires context, structure, judgment. Prompting will mean thinking clearly. This is a skill worth mastering even if AI did not exist. Okay, this is something where you need to learn how to structure your thoughts, organize your thoughts, so that you can execute on your thoughts. There's nothing stopping you anymore. The only limitation is your ability to come up. This is very much like magic, okay? And you are the wizard, and AI is going to be exactly as you summon it. And this is, sometimes I've had people say, well, I use AI. I don't think it's very impressive. It's unfortunate for me to reveal that when I hear that from somebody, when I hear somebody say, oh, it's not a big deal, it not really doesn't do anything that impressive, what I'm hearing is them admit the limitations of their own imagination and mental abilities, right? Because AI is confident, fast, and often wrong, and it's your job to assess, redirect, and refine. You need to be the one in there pushing and pulling on it, using your natural language powers and abilities to get the extraordinary result that AI is very capable of producing. Okay, so again, to come back to it, AI expands your mind. Okay, it's a perfect place to offload your thoughts. Use it as a sounding board, a scratch pad, a thinking partner. You can throw ideas at it and move on. AI is capable of synthesizing, organizing, and developing your ideas, seeing patterns that you did not yourself. But remember, if you don't have the ideas to throw, it cannot generate meaning for you. Your mind still sets the direction. AI is only a very powerful reflection of the seeds that you plant within it. Okay, so words of caution. AI is a world-class guesser. People often simplify the technology by saying it's very much like auto-predict on your keyboard. Your prompt is the beginning, and then it auto-predicts the rest. Broadly, that is very true about AI. But it is, at the end of the day, guessing. Maybe we all are. But every answer is its best guess based on your prompt, not a fact that it knows. Okay, so treat its confidence with caution. Even the best guesses can be wrong. Many people simply are not ready for AI, and it's like I said, they say, well, the results of it, I'm not impressed, and I don't think there's anything to it. Maybe it's them who are not quite ready for the power, right? And you'll see this with some people who are promoted to manage or executive positions who all of a sudden fall flat on their face, right? And so that's the realization that I've seen, and that's what I want to kind of tie it all together, is that you need to be ready to manage the awesome power that's there. But without a good manager, any team is just going to sit on their hands and give lackluster results. Okay. Another thing, and this is most important to remember, is to beware the flattery trap. AI is just a reflection. You are putting what's in there. And so if it comes back and tells you how clever you are and tells you everything you're saying is exactly 100% right, and oh my gosh, I've never heard of something like that. Yeah, that's because that's what the prompt that you put in. Okay, you're like Narcissus looking into seeing his own reflection and falling in love. So be careful with AI. It will flatter you and tell you how brilliant you are. You're not that clever. The great uses of AI, one of the great uses is to ask it to abuse you just a little bit. That's what I've discovered, because it can do that too, but only if you ask for it, because you're the leader. Okay, so the mantra here is that AI works best when you lead it well, not when you use it right, not when you find or copy the perfect prompt, but when you lead, when you think clearly, when you know what matters. Okay, so my final thoughts on this is that you are the executive. AI is your team. Your thinking is the strategy. AI is the execution. Lead well, think clearly, and then prompt powerfully. So with all that on your shoulders, I hope I've gotten something through to you about how to think and go after AI and understand that it's not just a tool to learn, but an ability to master. Now you know how to lead the team. Let's see where to send them.